Understanding God's glory matters because it changes how we see God, ourselves, worship, and the purpose of everything. If God's glory is the radiant display of all his perfections, then life is not ultimately about our name, our comfort, or our applause. Everything exists for him. First, God's glory gives life its true center. We often live as if everything revolves around us, our plans, our feelings, our success, our image. But God's glory reminds us that he is the center of reality. Life makes sense when God is seen as supremely worthy. Second, God's glory gives worship its proper weight. Worship is not entertainment, routine, or religious habit. Worship is the response of our whole lives to the beauty, majesty, holiness, goodness, and greatness of God. When we see his glory, casual worship becomes reverent joy. Third, God's glory gives suffering a larger purpose. Not every pain is easy to understand, but God's glory reminds us that he can display his grace, strength, patience, faithfulness, and hope even in weakness. Our trials are not meaningless when they become places where his character is seen. Finally, God's glory points us to the goal of salvation. God saves us not only to forgive us, but to bring us into the joy of seeing, knowing, reflecting, and delighting in his glory forever. The gospel leads us to God himself, where his glory becomes our everlasting joy. So, understanding God's glory matters because it recenters our lives, deepens our worship, gives purpose in suffering, and reminds us that our greatest joy is not found in making much of ourselves, but in seeing and savoring the glory of God. That is why God's glory matters.